My name is Mariella and I come into this bar a few nights every week. There were only a dozen or so people in the bar tonight. Tonight's target was sitting by himself, close enough to see the football game, but basically staring at his hands. I broke the ice here to remember, or here to forget. He quit looking at my hands and tilted his head upwards. Even though he was about my age, there had been some rough years. I was standing behind the chair opposite of him. Tonight is remembering. How about you? Can I sit? Help yourself. Thanks. I'm Mariella. I'm remembering too. You're the first. Excuse me? You're the first Mariella I've met. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Good. We'd be quits if you had the same name as the bitch. Did she take your name too? Cute. No, sorry, I'm Jean. Well, Jean, seems like you've had a few already. You're not planning on driving, are you? Mariella, I've given up planning. Take it one thing at a time, you know. It ain't closing time, is it? No, sweetie. Let's talk about what you were trying to remember. My kids. It's been a year since they moved away. What are you trying to remember? My husband. Lost him recently. Where'd your kids move to? I don't know. What's her name, you know, the bitch? The one that just left one day. Well, don't that beat all? I can't remember it. I really like you, Jean. If you'd like to get lucky, how about walking me home? Me? Really? It's been so long. Let me settle up my tab. With wings hooked, we walked 3 blocks to the house. Things were quiet as my daughter always seemed to be making herself scarce. That newfound freedom does that to a college freshman. Jean was gentle with me. I treated him to a nice oral warm-up before he anxiously pulled me up onto the bed and speared my juicy slit. It was incredible. Afterwards he fell asleep, so I simply pulled the covers over him. Plus. In the morning I quietly closed the door and made my way into the kitchen. I puttered around the house all day, catching up on the laundry and cleaning. The house had gotten too quiet, so I headed for the pub. Rocky, the guy behind the bar, knows me well, so I stopped to catch up with him. With Rocky providing the color commentary, I nursed a watered-down Scotch rocks. He was here again, but a woman had just sauntered over and was charming him. I waited my turn, eavesdropping. The seasoned pro, I've seen you in here before. Can I join you? Sure, grab an open saddle, missy. I'm Jean. Suzette. Nice to meet you. She cupped his hand, and he did nothing to dissuade her. With 2 empties on the table, Jean excused himself to use the restroom. Rocky went over and talked with Suzette. She graciously left, her tab having been paid for by me. When Jean came out, with Suzette gone, he barked at Rocky. Hey guy, where'd she go? Someone called. She left a message for you. Said she wanted to thank you. He raised the mug cool. I waited 5 minutes before wiggling my way to his table. He noticed, but said nothing. With my standard opening, here to remember or here to forget. He looked sideways, then scanned me head to toe. I knew he was mentally undressing me. Forgetting. What is it that you are trying to forget? The pain of finding out that she has a lover. I never knew. No way could I live with her after that. Enough about me. Why are you here? Same as you, I guess. Trying to forget the pain. Just when you think things couldn't get any better, it was gone, in a flash. I'll buy. What's your pleasure? Scotch rocks. What's your name, sailor? Jean. Have we met? There's something about you that I kind of recognize. Anything's possible, Jean. Might have been me in front of you at the drugstore. Tell me more about your wife. Wish I could. I guess I'm so pissed and drunk that I don't remember much about her. Just as well. She broke my heart. You know, Jean, I don't have anybody waiting for me. Would you like to walk me home? He beamed like a lucky teenager. Sure. Let me settle up my bill and then we'll get a move on. We hadn't been inside the house for 5 minutes before I was leading him to the bedroom. He was as hard as a baseball bat. It was incredible. Jean lovingly undressed me, and it was some of the hottest sex I could remember. Afterwards he fell asleep, so I simply pulled the covers over him. Plus. In the morning I quietly closed the door and made my way into the kitchen. My daughter Bonnie greeted me, "Morning, Mom. I take it you found him quickly." Yeah, he was at Clancy's pub again. What modes has he been in? The other night it was something about a wife taking his 2 kids and moving away. That's a new one. Last night was his wife had a lover. He wasn't married before you, was he? Oh no, sweetie. We met in high school, went to college together, and got married shortly after we received our bachelor's degrees. So where does he come up with this stuff? He spends hours reading erotic stories on the internet. He gets all wrapped up in them and becomes the protagonist. I have to come up with a better way to prevent him from leaving the house. Plus. I know I can't blame him. Jean was always trying to please me. If I hadn't mentioned that I couldn't bake his birthday cake until I had flour, he wouldn't have been in his car. I told him it could wait. But he wasn't having it. When he didn't come back, I panicked. The accident scene looked like he was broadside. After identifying myself, I learned that he'd been taken to Rose Memorial. A few minutes after arriving at the hospital, I learned he was undergoing surgery to relieve the pressure on his brain. Jean's 40th birthday cake was never baked. He was in the hospital for 6 weeks. The prognosis was good. The downside was that he had little to no ability to retain new memories. His memory of past events was spotty. On good days, I was his loving wife. Other days, I was some unknown caretaker. Each day was like fingerprints, no two were alike. Plus. Epilogue. My routine is set. Take care of things around the house, and some days go find Jean. He carries his cell phone, and I use the Find Phone app to track him down. One morning Bonnie greeted me with "Morning, Mom. How long can you put up with this? For better or worse, sweetie. I'm here for him until one of us dies." What could have done better for this story? Comment down below in the comments. Also share your feedback in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so that we stay motivated. Go ahead and listen to the next story, which has the perfect ending added to it.